The complete beginner's guide to a no-carb diet and how it can help you.
There's no medical definition of what constitutes a low-carb diet. Essentially, it's just reducing the number of carbohydrates a person eats relative to their usual intake. Below 50 grams per day is a low-carb diet. Above it is considered a moderate carb, and 100 to 200 grams per day is a ketogenic diet.
What is a no-carb diet and how to get started?
The no-carb diet is a diet that restricts the intake of carbohydrates. It is not a weight loss diet, but rather a diet that helps with weight management and reversing insulin resistance. The typical no-carb diet restricts all foods containing more than 10 grams of carbohydrates per serving. The goal of the no-carb diet is to reduce insulin levels, which in turn reduces cravings for sugar and other carbohydrate-rich foods. This is an effective way to manage obesity and diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity, essential for regulating blood sugar levels. The first step in getting started on this diet is figuring out what your carbohydrate intake currently looks like. There are plenty of great apps that you can use for this.
Who is the low-carb diet for?
Not everyone should opt for a low-carb diet. If you're pregnant, it's still possible to be on a lower-carb diet, and may even be indicated if you are told you have gestational diabetes. But you should talk to your doctor to find out what's right for you and ensure your nutritional needs are being met. For example, many pregnant women cannot eat protein and fat. This makes sense, especially during the first trimester. However, if you know in your gut that you want more carbs, you should always listen to yourself.
Why you need to try the ketogenic diet?
The ketogenic diet is a low-carb, high-fat diet that has been shown to have many health benefits. Some of the most popular reasons for trying the ketogenic diet are losing weight and improving body composition, reducing the risk of disease, improving memory and cognitive function, decreasing risk of cancer, stabilizing blood sugar levels. There are many more reasons for trying the ketogenic diet, but these are some of the most popular ones.
What foods are acceptable on a low-carb diet?
A low-carb diet is a diet that restricts the intake of carbs to lose weight. It is based on the idea that carbohydrates are unnecessary for our bodies and can be replaced with other foods. A low-carb diet typically restricts carbohydrate intake to 20 to 50 grams per day, limiting the intake of bread, pasta, potatoes, and sugars. Instead, these foods are replaced with high-protein foods like meat, eggs, cheese, and full-fat dairy products. Low-carb diets have been shown to have some success in helping people lose weight if they adhere to them correctly. However, there can be some side effects like bad breath or constipation, which can be hard on your body system. There are several low-carb diets you can choose from, and their food lists vary. But here's an idea of the foods generally included in and excluded from a traditional low-carb diet. Non-starchy vegetables such as zucchini, cabbage, and broccoli are all great low-calorie options to add more variety and nutrients to your diet. Chicken, beef, pork, lamb, and other types of meat. Fish and seafood, like shrimp. Eggs and cheese. Olives and oils, such as olive oil, canola oil, and coconut oil. Foods to limit or avoid. Processed snacks like cookies, crackers, and chips. Rice, bread, oatmeal, pasta. Grains, such as farro, bulgur, and quinoa. Milk and higher carb fruits, like grapes and bananas. Beans and lentils. And also sweet and regular potatoes. But starchy vegetables may be okay in moderation if you are on a low-carb diet. However, watch your portions to make sure you're not overeating these. High-sugar foods, such as cake, candy, ice cream, and soda, are not good on a low-carb diet.
Which low-carb diet should you choose?
There are many different types of low-carb diets you might consider trying. Here are a few of the most popular ones. Keto diet. Some people are referring to the keto diet as a strict plan, and it may sound like one that would be hard to maintain, but judging by how many users have left positive reviews with this particular process, it is obviously worth giving a chance. Traditional low-carb diet. Many people start out with 50 to 100 grams of carbs per day to achieve good results without following a strict keto diet. With approach is an excellent method to dipping your toe in the world of low-carb diets. Atkins diet. The first phase of the Atkins diet is based on very low-carb consumption. You can then gradually introduce more carbs into your system. It might be better for people with a certain level of structure in their lives. Duken diet. This option includes 2 phases of weight loss and maintenance. One of the phases in the Duken diet is high protein, followed by vegetables. After that, it's 2 healthy celebration meals per week and maintaining your weight. Because you can follow the diet from the book, it appeals to people who are better with a planned approach. Paleo diet. The paleo diet is another low-carbs diet, but you can still include starchy root vegetables and other carbs like fruit. We have placed some links to the diets in the description below the video if you need more info on the different diets.
Is it a good idea to try a low-carb diet for weight loss or other health problems?
While experts aren't sure if low-carb diets are any more effective than other weight loss plans, they can be an excellent start to getting healthier. If you're used to eating a traditional Western diet that's high in processed foods and low in vegetables, it could be time for a change. The 2015-2020 Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommend that we base our diets primarily on vegetables, whole grains, and lean meats. You don't have to go very strict when you start. We recommend that people eat under 200 grams of carbs a day initially, a moderate carb diet, and then adjust their carb intake accordingly, depending on how they feel. When you start paying attention to the carbs in your diet, you'll end up eating fewer processed foods. That's because those whole foods are the basis of good health. If you are interested in more info about the best low-carb diet for your body, follow the link in the description box below the video.